You want to talk about that, like some of the stuff that I did, because I know that we talked about that too recently, and I realized that you had told me some shit that I didn't even believe that I did to you. So, you know what I mean? Can we go into that? Like, you
Where do you
know,
want to start?
I
To
think
dog
like I
ass.
think
No,
I
I'm just
think
kidding.
that I think for our relationship, I was in love with you, and you was kind of doing your thing. You know what I mean? I didn't know, but you was doing your thing. I would always catch you
You was in
somewhere.
love with me?
Of course,
I didn't know that.
you knew I was in
I
love with
didn't
you.
know that.
Kiki, come on.
Oh.
Come on, Kiki. You always gotta be.
Yes.
You always dramatic. Stop doing that shit, nigga. I'll come see you every day. We'll spend time all the time. You would be shucking off.
We
I catch
did.
you somewhere and all the shit. You know what I mean? And then towards,
Okay, let's
yeah,
let's
come
put it
on.
out there.
Let's put
Okay,
it out there.
I was young.
I know you
Okay,
was young, but still though, nigga, that ain't no excuse. Even when
it is an
who
excuse.
was a man. The one that really got me is when
Oh, here we go.
okay,
What?
the one when I came to pick you up from downtown, right? And you was like
I
my nigga
remember
Kev
that.
Kelly came up to you and you was like, oh yeah, this nigga, da
I
da da
remember
da.
that. I remember that. I remember that.
And
I
you gave
remember
that
that.
nigga your number. I was
I,
like, this nigga
I
ain't
remember that.
shit. I was
I
like, you
wasn't
ain't
shit.
shit. I
But
was like,
you are the reason why that I am shit today.
now you, I
I learned my
mean,
lesson with that.
I
It's
know,
not an excuse. You're right, but you
yeah,
are the reason why I don't go for none of that shit.
yeah. Nah,
You
you.
were the
I
blueprint.
mean, I still fucked with you. Even after that, I was still cool with it
You
because I
did.
understand. I knew that you was young, but it was like, nigga, stop lying. I like, did you get his number? Just like the other incident with the
No.
nigga at the
You
job.
gonna keep bringing up. You gonna keep bringing them up. You gonna keep bringing things up.
Nah, we talk. That's what we here to do. I'm like with the nigga at the job. He was like, oh, that nigga tried to get at
Oh
me.
my
He was like
god.
that nigga. Then the
Okay.
nigga come up to me talking about yeah, this girl with
Oh
big
my
titties and da 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 da.
god.
And he is like, that nigga say to me, he's like, yeah, what you tell her, nigga? I was like, nah, I wouldn't tell her, nigga. But he didn't know that you had already told me that he tried to get at you. But the only nugget you left out was that nigga, you gave the nigga your number. So when I called you back, the nigga was like, then the nigga didn't say nothing to me. Then the nigga started going around telling all my business. You was telling the nigga what I was doing at the job, and the nigga started cycling the rumors around. I was like, this nigga just. I'm like, I had to check the nigga like, nigga, look, nigga, I don't give a fuck about none of that, but nigga, you keep talking about my business at this job, nigga, I'm gonna fuck you up. And nigga, then he said, let me
Hey.
ask you a question. He was like, let me ask you a question. I'm like, yeah, what you wanna ask me? Nigga gonna say, well, why when I was telling you about the broad, you know, you didn't say nothing to me? I was like, nigga, because I let suckers do sucker shit, nigga. And left it at that, but keep my name out your mouth, nigga. Yeah, that nigga, man. I mean, me and him cool to this day.
Oh
Me and
my
him cool, but
god.
nigga, you know who you is. You did some sucker shit. But anyway, yeah, that was some sucker shit. But anyway, so
Well,
with that, so I want to move on to the part where I did you wrong. Where towards the end of our relationship, we was talking about the stuff with the other girl who name start with a S, and how I kind
yes,
of did you like that with that, and then
dirty.
your pregnancy and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
tell me your experience of that from your point of view and how you felt about how I did you. Because I do owe you a apology, a public apology. I already apologized to you, but I do owe you a public
You were
apology. And I've never done this to
you were
nobody. I
wrong.
was wrong.
You were wrong,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And I'm not gonna lie.
Tell me.
It took me a while to get over that.
Yeah, I know I hurt you.
Um, it only took it.
So it's safe to
How can
say
I
you
put
was in
it?
love with me too if it hurt?
No, I was in love with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I got pregnant, you gave me an ultimatum.
And see, I don't think I've ever done that. I mean, I know I did some fucked up shit in my past, so I'm not trying to make no excuses about that. But I just didn't even remember this when you told me. I was like, for real?
I remember
I'm sure you
clear as
do.
day.
So tell the
You
people
gave me the
how
You gave me the ultimatum of if I have this baby, you're not gonna fuck with me because you felt like I was at the time.
hmm
You didn't want any more kids.
Yes, I didn't for a
You
very
didn't
long
want
time.
any more kids,
Right,
and
because of my
you were saying
experience,
like
child support and all
yeah,
that bullshit. Yeah,
Right, you just saw your dollars going out the window.
It wasn't
when I
even
told you
that.
I
It was that,
pregnant.
you know what? The issue was, it wasn't that my dollars was going out the window. It was that the way it was, because I took care of my kids. I always take care of my kids. It was just like, that shit was fucked up that my money was going and I didn't have the opportunity to do other things in that relationship with my daughter. You feel what I'm saying? So that was the part that kind of hurt about that situation. So I was afraid that that shit was going to keep happening, even though it was my responsibility to wrap up or whatever. But you know, niggas do niggas shit sometimes. So, and I'm
Well,
sorry
ain't
that
how
I
you
put you
presented
through.
it to me.
I know. So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, you just gave me the ultimatum of, if I have this baby, then we were not going to be together. You were going to resent me and all of that. But if I don't have the baby, we have a better chance.
Yeah.
And I thought that was fucked up. But I recently, probably a few years back, finally got over it.
Damn, just a few
And I
years
only,
back?
and I, because I only say that I was a little hurt because for a minute I thought something was wrong with me because you ended up having more kids.
Yeah.
So it was like, what was wrong with me?
There was nothing wrong with you. It was just I was a piece of shit and I was being selfish and I wasn't thinking about people. I was thinking about myself. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
after that, what about we talked about how I did you for the S person.
Oh, when you dismissed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you dismissed me, I thought how I would normally do, get on your bus rides with you. And you had somebody else on there.
Yeah. And I want to just say this too, and it's no excuse. I think that kind of the reason why it came to that between me and you is because of my trust issues with you at that point. And I was just kind of, I guess, tired of the lies and catching you place. I always caught your ass. That was the fucked up thing. It was like I would just be driving down the street and you tell me you sleep and I see your ass running across the street or some bullshit. So it's like, man, I think that was the big thing that made me kind of be like, okay, I'm ready to move on with somebody else.
You
But
could have said that.
I know,
you could have
but
told me that.
I should have.
Because you embarrassed me. You embarrassed me.
Okay, so tell the people what I did because I remember it slightly. I think you have a better recollection of it coming from your point of view. I thought that I did it in a kind of nice way over the phone at one point, or maybe I did that after because I forget everything like timeline wise. So.
And I've been sipping wine, so I hope I can remember. I got on the bus and got to the end of the line, and this person didn't get off.
Oh, yeah. That was down by Amtrak, huh?
Yeah,
Jacqueline Square.
You remember.
Now I do, yeah. It's coming back. Jacqueline, that was in 72.
And that person didn't get off. And I walked up to you. And I don't remember what I said.
You do?
I don't. I'm not gonna even.
Okay.
I don't remember what I said.
Okay.
But I remember knowing that person. Remember we had a mutual friend?
Yeah. Start with an F, I think?
With a T.
A P or a T?
A T.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And an F. Yeah. So we had a mutual friend. So I don't remember what was said, but I just remember right then and there in front of her that you just said that you wasn't fucking with me. And that was just embarrassing. Because you could have just told me that.
But you that day, I think you did just kind of show up, right?
Like I would do any other time, though.
Okay.
That's the thing.
I thought you usually would call
don't-
me and be like, what you doing? But no, you would show up. because you know, generally I wouldn't be messy like that. I've never been a
I
messy
don't
person to be like that.
know.
You was gonna get on the bus and then have somebody else. If I knew that you would usually come, I wouldn't have. I mean, but like I said, even with the other shit, you know what I mean? I don't never remember doing somebody like that, but you know what I mean? So,
I do.
well,
But overall,
mm,
it didn't work out between us, but we remain good friends.
right.
And here we are.
Yeah. So I would like to take the time to publicly apologize to you for the way I did you. It's shameful. It's embarrassing for me to even hear it. And, you know, at the end of the day, you my nigga and I love you. You know what I mean? So I hope
Thank
that
you.
this kind of help you heal from the damage that this piece of shit did to you. Okay? For real, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
mean, it's just one of those things that,
Yeah,
just
I
made me
mean,
better, just made me stronger. So,
okay. So
yeah.
now I know that you are an entrepreneur. You got a little business. Well, I mean, I say little business. Scratch that shit because people hate that little shit. I know that you got a business that you doing. So can you tell me, first of all, how did you get into that business? What made you decide to do that business? And you really
Well,
good at it because I've seen a lot of your work. Like that one that you did with the, was it the 80s party? And you had like all of the
I had a 90s party for my
90s party.
birthday.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
Yeah.
That shit was dope.
Thank
So
you.
tell them what you do. Tell them
Um,
what you do.
I do balloon decor for parties.
Okay.
Um, and I just started taking it a little more serious this year. But it just started with people, friends, family, like, oh, I want this for my birthday, and me saying, I think I can do that, or let me figure it out,
Okay.
and it just started from there.
Okay. So, I mean, I know a lot of people, you know, like that type of work and always need it, but you do more than balloons. You do like the party favors and all the stuff that go on the table too, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
do that. I do that. I'm trying to be a one-stop shop, because a
Yeah.
lot of times when people have parties, they use different vendors. Let's just say vendors or different people for certain things. Like,
Right.
oh, I'm gonna go to this person for treats. I'm gonna go to this person for balloons. Oh, this person. So I'm trying to get to where you can come to me for everything.
Okay.
Um,
So when
so.
you did like with your first party, was like,
Mhm.
I mean, did it turn out like hella good and you was just like, damn, okay? Or how did that go?
So my first party where I really did a lot of decorations and stuff, I
Mhm.
had did it for during COVID.
Okay.
Um, when COVID was just when he died down a little bit, but it was still going on. And
Okay.
my ex now, his son
Oh yeah.
and like the neighborhood kids would be at the house, but they would be bored because it was like they had nothing to do. So I decided to have a casino game night for the kids.
Okay.
And I
That's
did all
dope.
these decorations and things like that. It looked like a mini Las Vegas for kids.
Okay.
And some of the parents came. They were like, "This is really nice. You did a good job." So I was just like,
It's my
and then I
thing
did
now,
something
huh?
else. Yeah, I had did something else. Again for my ex's son. He wanted to have a birthday party, and some things got messed up. So I had like 4 days to plan something. So we had basically like a sports theme party. All the kids wear your favorite jersey and things like that. And I did something with that, and everybody was very pleased with those decorations. So I was just like, all right, maybe this is something I can get into.
Okay. So tell people the name of your company and, you know, on the IG and stuff like that. I'll leave the IG on the video at the end or something if we don't get the right exact thing down. But like what's the name of your company?
It's Key Creation.
Where creation is key,
Yeah,
motherfuckers. Yeah. So that's dope.
Key Creation.
So moving on from that, you spoke on your ex. So here you are. right? This is the.
Uh,
I know you knew it was coming, but this is
Yeah.
kind of, we already touched on the past, the present, and now we get in the future, right? Well, we kind of in the
mhm,
present slash future, so we gonna go from this and
mhm.
segue into your future. So,
Okay.
with the relationships that you had in the last few years, I kind of want to start at the guy before him, the one that you was with, the long term relationship that you did a lot of stuff for that dude, and he just was, I guess he had like kind of like a sex addiction or something like that, where you kept, yeah, where you kept,
Yeah.
running into these problems. Do you want to touch on just a little bit of that and just kind of say how you went from that relationship to the one that you just recently got out of?
Yeah. So what I just recently recognized, because I'm spending time with myself and just,
Hmm.
trying to build myself back up and heal myself up, I realized that I was maybe a serial dater,
Oh
something
yeah,
like
you
that. Like
had
I
niggas in
would,
rotation.
I
Yeah,
mean, no,
nigga.
but no,
All right, all right, all
there's nothing to
right.
brag about. There's nothing to brag about.
Right.
That's nothing to brag about.
I
But
hear you.
it was like I would get out of a relationship and meet somebody and get in a relationship with them. It was like I would meet somebody to get over that person and end
Hmm.
up being with that person. It was a lot of rebound situations.
Right, right.
Um, but the one before last, like he was older, of course,
Hmm.
and he was in a I don't know if I should say
No, you don't have to say it's
professional.
professional. We don't want to put him on blast or
Okay,
not. I just want to touch on
right.
some of the shit that you went through. You know what I mean? I don't want to drag him through the mud. We already talked about,
Okay,
that stuff. He was very professional. He had a nice spot. He was getting his
he
money.
did.
But go ahead, go into.
It was it was good. Like he was nice. We did a lot of things. We did a lot of things. He introduced me to a lot of different things because I'm not a person who often tries new things. 'Cause
Right.
I just like to stay in my little box. Whether it comes to food, whether it comes to music, whatever it is, I'm not really. I don't really
Adventurous.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he introduced me to some things and things like that, and it was all cool until
Until what?
I went through his phone.
Oh, damn. That hurts. I don't
Yeah.
fuck with people's phones, but go ahead.
I don't anymore.
Yeah.
I don't anymore. But
So
this
what did you
particular
say?
situation, thank God that I did.
Thank
'Cause
God. Yeah.
I wouldn't have known.
So.
Um. So the only reason why it wasn't even his phone, it was his phone, but it was his tablet first. I was
Okay.
using his tablet for something, and at the top it was a notification popped up
Damn.
for
Notifications.
Bumble, some dating app,
Yeah.
and I clicked it. Cause why are you on a dating app and what is this? So
Hey, what is this
I
shit?
clicked it. Yeah, like what is it? So
Right.
why do you have this? What are you doing? So I of course went on there, and of course I went to the messages, and was
Why
just reading through
not?
messages. Why not? So
So what was you
in the
finding in there?
messages,
What did you find?
okay. So in the messages, right?
Hmm.
Their name, say, I'm just giving an example. Say it was Madison TS, another girl,
Hmm.
Lexi Sexy TS. I'm like, what the fuck does TS stand for? Because I
So
don't
you
know.
kept seeing
Why
it.
do
You
they
kept
have
seeing that. The
Huh?
T. You kept seeing the TS. You kept seeing the TS.
Yes,
Okay.
I kept seeing the TS, so I went on Google,
Okay.
typed in abbreviation for TS,
And what did you what
and
did you find out, and how the fuck did that make you feel?
TS stood for transsexual,
It does.
and my heart dropped.
Mm.
My heart dropped.
Hmm.
So I'm like, okay.
And he was
Maybe he
he
doesn't
was
know that these
actively
are.
he was actively talking to these people. So you got to
He was
read
actually
messages
talking to
between them.
them. So for me, my mind, like, okay, because they look like women, as you know. I have nothing against the community. They
course
look like
not.
women, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he doesn't know. I didn't bring it to his attention because
You didn't
maybe
know
he
how
just didn't
to.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because maybe he just didn't know,
Okay.
right? Until I went through his phone.
Mm.
And
So how
he
did you
was
make the
texting.
transition from the tablet to the phone? How did you get a hold of his phone? And was it locked or did he just left it
All
unlocked?
right, so niggas, right?
Okay,
I ain't gonna
niggas.
say niggas. Men.
Okay.
Oftentimes, men will have the same password for everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Oftentimes,
Yeah.
you guys will have the same password
Yeah.
for everything.
Yeah, I got
So-
like three for certain shit, maybe.
Yeah, but
I had
whatever
three
it
of 'em.
is, you guys got one that's in rotation.
Yeah. No shit. I had the same one.
Especially when it.
I had the same one for about 10 years and I started changing it up finally. But go ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
So, especially PIN code.
Okay.
You guys will often use the same couple of digits.
So you cracked the
It's
code.
easy for you to remember, you know. Yes, his phone code was his debit card PIN.
And he gave you the debit card.
Don't
pin.
ask me why I use that. Yeah, I would always use his
Yeah,
card.
yeah,
I would always be like, oh, go
And you
buy
just
this.
said,
Oh,
fuck
order
it, let me try this real
said,
quick.
fuck it and let me try it, and it worked.
Bam, bingo, nigga. Watch yourself, niggas. Don't do that. But
Ooh,
anyway, go ahead.
not me putting the business
Oh, you
out.
giving game.
But,
Give it to him.
okay, yeah. So oftentimes the PIN code. So that's what it was.
Okay.
His phone code was his ATM PIN number.
Right.
So, I went through the phone, and I saw this one particular
Person.
lady,
Okay.
and they just texted, wanted to meet up, blah blah blah, you know. And this person sent some pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the first picture, you know, their ass or whatever. And then the second picture,
You seen Mr. Winky.
it was some titties and a penis.
Oh, Mr. Winky.
It was a front picture. I'm like, okay.
And now you had your confirmation.
I got my confirmation. You know that these are transsexual.
Right.
So I kept reading the messages. I saw that they provided an address.
Oh, so like you mean so they can meet up?
Yep.
Okay.
He went to their house.
So how did you know he went to the house?
Because the text message said, I'm here.
Oh, so this. Oh, yeah. Okay. See, I'm thinking like it wasn't like you was looking at it from the. You actually had his phone after he had already met the motherfucker.
Yep.
Got you. So that's. I think. Go ahead. I was gonna say once you kind of get his story, I want to know how you finally confronted him about this. If you confronted him, like did you?
I did.
Okay. So how did that go?
Did. Okay, I was still going through the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And because he was downstairs doing laundry. So I was, I'm a fast reader and stuff. So I'm scrolling whatever it is. I go to another message. Somebody else. It's another one.
Okay.
But this person is a prostitute.
Okay. So he paying for it too.
Yes.
Okay. How did that make you feel in
for
that
it.
moment that you just getting hit with a flood of shit? Like
My blood was boiling and I started crying because I instantly started thinking about my health.
yes. Oh
Instantly.
yes.
I instantly started thinking about my health.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Because
yeah.
Yeah. I instantly
Prostitutes.
thought about that.
Yeah.
I instantly felt disgusted. I
Damn.
instantly felt,
Yeah.
I instantly went into, are you being safe? Like, because now it's a prostitute involved. It's not just, it's
Excuse
a
me.
prostitute involved.
Right.
So when he came back upstairs, I just blurted it out.
And what did he say?
You're going through my phone? I said, hell yeah, I am. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
What mean you can't do that? I said, yes, the fuck I can. And I did.
Right.
You're invading privacy. I said, you're trying to get away from them. And I just said, I said, are you gay? He just flipped the fuck out.
He flipped out.
He flipped out.
What'd he do?
He flipped out. He just started cursing and yelling, said, no, I'm not gay, I'm not gay, I'm not gay, I'm not gay. I'm like, if you are, I don't judge.
Right.
I don't judge at all. But I was like, why are you sleeping with prostitutes? I'm not sleeping with a prostitute. I'm like, you don't have to lie to me. Like, I already know.
Already know. Sorry, the cat's out the bag, my man.
Cat's out the bag.
Right.
Like, you're paying for it. It's,
Right here in black and white.
Yeah, black and white. So, I don't remember what happened after that, but I do remember just telling him, like, after I calmed down, because I was upset, tell him, like, if this is you and this is who you are, like, it's okay. And I remember him crying and going into how, it's not okay because he's a pastor's kid.
They always have some repressed shit going on. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, for sure. And mind you, he grew up in the South. So
yeah, it's even worse down there.
It's even worse. So when he came to San Francisco, I don't know if he saw the
came there
light
for a motherfucking reason. That shit was premeditated. That shit was premeditated.
I don't know, but he started, and we had a deep conversation about that.
Okay. And so after that was done, did you stay with him?
Yes and no.
How is it yes and no? It has to be one. You can't walk the fence. I mean, maybe you were different towards him, but was you still with him?
It was different. It was different after that because, like I said, I spent a lot of time at his house, but I had my own place.
Right.
So I came home.
You started going to your house after that.
Yeah, I came home. Like, I didn't, spend a lot of time. Like, we were, drifting.
Okay.
Because I didn't want him to be, because he did have some, he didn't used to be suicidal. Like, he would have those thoughts a lot from what he told me.
Yeah.
Growing up and things like that. So I didn't want that
to fall back on
because
him.
because it's like I just basically outed him.
But you didn't out him to nobody. You just outed him, to himself.
To him. Because I'm not sure if anybody else knows, if he's ever shared it with anybody. So now he's in a vulnerable state. So I didn't want to
push him over the edge.
I didn't want that push him over the edge or let that be on my conscience because I really wanted to drill his ass. Like, you got me fucked up as far as, you know what I mean? You sleeping with a prostitute. Like, you doing your thing, but it's a prostitute. Like, but I have to because whatever.
Yeah.
So I did, like I said, that's why I said kind of stay with him. It was more so to make sure he was okay. Mm-hmm. But I had my little exit plan. But the one day that I did go back over there, he was like, why don't you come over, whatever it is. Everything was, it was okay. We were drinking and stuff. I ended up falling asleep.
I think you told me about this. I think you told me about this.
Yeah, I ended up falling asleep. And I called this man, calling him, no answer.
You was at his house,
I don't know where you... Yeah, I was at his house.
Right.
I said, I don't know where you at. I don't know what's going on, but, I came here. You told me to come spend the weekend. You're not answering the phone. Like, I'm about to leave. Mm-hmm. So I think he had to see that and thought I was gone, but I wasn't. So when he finally came back, I was in the room, and it was dark. I had all the lights out. But when he came in, he had cut on the room light and kind of was, looking over to see if I was in bed or not or whatever it was. I don't know if he thought I was gone or whatever it is. He cut off the light. So I hop up.
He didn't see you?
No, I don't think he saw me in the
Okay.
bed or whatever it is.
Okay.
So he walked out the room. I hopped up. I cut on the light. Coming through the door is
Say it.
a, a person,
What kind of
a
person?
lady.
What kind of lady?
It
Special
was
lady?
what
Say
are
it.
they called now? What
TS?
are they called? It was a TS.
There you go. Yeah, I remember this
It was a
story.
TS. It was a TS prostitute.
And what did he say at that
And
point?
so I'm like,
Man, he had you there. He invited you over.
so I was there for the weekend. He like, come over, I miss you, whatever it is.
Right.
Mind you, because like I said, I've been back home. Invited me over there. We were drinking. I passed out. I wake up. He bringing a
Yep.
TS through the door.
So what was that conversation like?
So the TS, hello. I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Who the
He
fuck are you?
tells, who the fuck? He tells her, they don't have to explain anything to me. They don't have to say anything to me.
Wow.
That's what he said. I'm like, for real? I said, this is what we doing. Like, this is what it is. I was like, you know what? This is who you are. This is what it is. Whatever. Fuck you. Leave me the fuck alone. And I was like, but you got some explaining to do. Like, I don't have to explain anything to you. And then I told told her to leave. And this motherfucker go chasing after her.
Yep, I remember this now. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So that was the end of that one, right?
Yep, I got my shit. I made sure I took $500 from the drawer to get my lift back home.
That's right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So now going into this last one, and this will probably be our touch off. So this last relationship you was in, it started out good, right?
Yeah,
Nice guy.
yeah.
You could pick it up. You want to pick it up from there?
Nice guy. It was going fine until the cheating
So
and the beating started.
how did okay, so this is what I asked you the other day. So when did you know that you had got yourself into another bad situation with this one?
When he was showing me something on his phone and a Facebook message inbox popped up that said, I do love you. Why would you say I don't, or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And, question, who is this?
And what
If
did he
nobody
say?
is nobody, I'm like, you know what? It's nobody. Y'all is just a friend. All right, call her.
Mm-hmm. And this is when y'all was staying at his spot. Let's just say at his spot. We don't want to say the city,
Yeah.
but you were staying at his spot with him, and you had seen this.
Yeah.
So that was the first indication of cheating, and you kind of talked to him about that, and then what happened after that? So y'all stayed together.
More cheating, more lies, more
The
cheating.
people
more
at
lies.
work, you told me about the person with the gas or whatever that he said was gas, and he was bringing them food.
So like I said, more lies, more cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Came home from a concert one day, some random ass bitch in the bed. Still don't know who that is to this day, but whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Again, going through the motherfucking phones, found out he's been fucking people while I was at work.
At the
in
spot
the bed
that you slept in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. These fucking bitches in the bed that I lay in every night. What else? Oh, icing on the cake. Going through the motherfucking phones.
Motherfucking phones, man. Them motherfuckers. Hey, just imagine if they had them motherfuckers back in the 60s. Niggas would have been fucked up. Them niggas was wild. How did the women get that shit without the phones back then? They was catching niggas. Niggas was doing dirt.
I wasn't even gonna go through the phone because after a while I just got tired. You know what I mean? And yeah, I should have left and all the shit.
And this is still when you was at his spot. All this was happening at his spot.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I said, I always had my own spot, but I was just always over there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the icing on the cake was finding out he was sleeping with his coworker.
Right.
Yeah, that was because the motherfucking phones. One night he fell asleep listening to YouTube.
Boom.
You know, when you listen to YouTube,
Stay
your phone is
open.
open.
Yeah, stay open.
It stay open like Jack in the Box.
Like you watching the
So
motherfucker. She said like Jack in the Box, 24
it
hours,
stay open
motherfucker.
like Jack is 24 hours.
That's
So
it.
I just so happened to pick up the phone while he was asleep,
Mm-hmm.
and a message came through.
You got the magic touch with that shit, huh?
I do.
Bing,
It's just
that shit
like
pop it up.
seriously. So
Universe
a
be
message
trying to
happened
show
to
you
come
some
through.
shit.
Yeah, and there's nothing else in the thread,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Just this one message, but that's what I don't get. Like when people delete everything, but just leave a
Certain
one message,
shit, yeah.
like certain shit. Like you can tell certain things are missing because what is she writing K to? Like
Right.
what is she replying to? You didn't deleted it, whatever.
Right.
So, but the message said, I wanted a second round, but I know duty call.
Mm.
So that's why you tired, nigga, because you didn't fuck this bitch. Now, how did he fuck her? I don't know. When did he fuck her? I don't know. Where did he fuck her? I don't know. But again, they worked together, so it could have been at the job. It
In
could
a
have been
broom
whatever.
closet.
Because he always
nigga
came
smacked her.
home.
Mm-hmm.
Probably he always came home around the same time.
Okay.
Like it never, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like I don't know.
It wasn't like
But anyway,
it wasn't like he came home late or nothing, is what you saying. It was like pretty
Yeah.
much the same time. And so he was fucking at the job.
Yeah. So I ended up texting back like I was him.
Mm-hmm.
I texted her back. I said second round, and then she replied back, "Yeah, if you down." And I said, "Yeah, I'm down." And then she said that she needs to put her daughter to sleep.
Mm. That nigga was probably sleeping out when you was sleeping.
Yeah, and I woke that nigga up with the phone upside his head, and he hopped up, confused and all this shit. I'm like, you
That
you
nigga
fucked
was
up, you got me all fucked. Yeah, it was sleep.
Woke his ass
So-
up there, what?
Yeah, so whatever, I got my shit, and I ended up leaving home, went home, and so cool part about it, the next morning, obviously y'all got y'all stories together, because the bitch texted me, apologized.
She texted you.
Yeah.
How she get your
texted
number?
me.
He gave
Yeah.
Okay.
She had to give it to her because she's like, we slept together a long time ago. That was so long ago.
Second round.
It
she
doesn't
was-
matter when. I don't give a fuck.
She was wanting a 10-year second round.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bitch, I'm not stupid.
Right.
I'm not retarded. Ain't no bitch from 2 years ago about to text out the blue second round.
Right.
Like, y'all just freshly fucked.
She'd be like, I want to fuck you again. What's up? When can we hook
Yeah,
up?
y'all-
I ain't
yeah,
seen you in a minute.
exactly.
What's up? Yeah.
Exactly. So y'all just freshly fucked over there. But yeah, she texted something about, it happened so long ago. This was months ago. How long ago?
Mm-hmm.
It happened about 5 months ago. Bitch, we were still in a relationship because this is going on year 3.
Right. So there
So
you
it don't
go.
matter. It don't matter. So that don't make it no better.
But they is trying to soften the blow.
Yeah, that don't make it no better.
Right.
Especially when, bitch, I see you and you talk to me and you say hi to me and you know that I exist.
And you in my man's
Now,
phone.
because there are
texting.
men out there when they get in such situations and the woman really don't know, but she knew.
Right.
You saw me. I would bring lunch. When he was having car issues, he would drive my car. Like, you know me. You know about me.
So,
that's what was more, even more disrespectful.
okay, so pushing it along. So that was some of the red flags that you seen. So that's
Yeah.
when you was going to visit him and you had your own spot. So something happened with his situation and you did what? What did you do when his situation at his place kind of fell through. Knowing what you knew,
know what I did.
knowing what you knew, I know, but I gotta lead in. Just play this game with me. So knowing what you knew, right? Why would you let that nigga come live with you? Let's just get to
because my heart, like
Right.
I
know you.
heart,
I know you got a
my-
big
my-
ass heart. I know that. So
my heart has gotten me in so many messed up situations.
Mhm.
Like I always get the short end of the stick, and I'm trying. Like it never fails. It never fails because I have a big heart. So yeah, he lost his place during the pandemic or whatever,
Okay.
and he ended up at my place.
So was you like, yeah, you could come with open arms, or were you like, you could come?
It wasn't open arms because he
Okay.
called me and was just like, I'm losing, I'm about to lose the place. And I'm like, oh,
So what you gonna do, nigga?
What you gonna do?
What the fuck you gonna do?
I don't know what I'm going to do. And I was just like, oh, well, I got to call you back because I'm working. And then he sent a text message like, damn, you're not going to offer me I remember vividly, you're not going to offer me no place to stay?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember texting back, why would I do that?
Right.
Why would I do that?
Well,
And he's like, what do you mean, why would you do that? You going to leave me out on the streets? And, the whole pull at the heartstrings type shit. Then he mentioned his son, and I'm just like, oh, my God. So that's how that happened.
So you decide to let him come stay with you. So
Yeah.
y'all had
Stay with me.
you want just give her like a little brief rundown of like the experience of living with him and like the things he was doing and how it went from, I guess in the beginning, I'm just assuming we didn't really talk about how he treated you in the beginning when he first got there, but I'm assuming that he was really grateful to be not on the streets. And then how long did it take for the change for him to go from that to how y'all ended? Like, what was the transition between him being nice and you started to notice he was being a little less nice as the course went on?
It was cool.
For how long? If you just like guess.
Probably like 4 months.
Okay. So 4
4
months.
months, it was cool. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 4 months seemed like a checkpoint for a lot of shit. So 4 months. And what did he start doing around 4 months?
Back with the lying and the cheating. And then when I would confront him about it, or tell him, like, you know what, the females that you're talking to, whatever it is, like, if they got places for you to go, then you should just go. And he would get upset and beat me.
So he put his hands on you multiple times.
Yeah.
Okay. I just kind of thought it was like that. I know that you said he had did stuff to you, but I didn't know it was like an ongoing thing when we talked about it. So
yeah.
So this happened multiple times. And how long did you think that you guys lived together total? How long was it total? If this happened,
less than a year.
So it was
less than a year because it would have been a year a week ago if he was still here.
Okay. So.
Yep.
And you put him out about what, like maybe a month ago, somewhere around a month ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. A month ago.
So, leading up to that, can you tell me what happened with the last fight? Because this, I feel that what happened was so petty and so fucked up the way that he did you when y'all had this fight. So can you just please tell him kind of like what happened with this fight? Like what was the argument about?
The argument was about me wanting to patty my own turkey burger.
When you told him, look, I don't want you to do it because you said he did something wrong. He always would fuck it up or something when he made your shit, right?
I I don't like a lot of meat,
Okay.
and I don't like my burgers to be thick. Like, I
Okay.
just don't. Like, I like it to be flat, and
So you wasn't
and he
even
never.
asking. You wasn't even asking to cook your own shit. You just wanted to pat it the way you wanted it, to the size you
I
wanted.
just wanted to patty it the way I wanted, how I liked it, because he never does it correctly.
Right.
It's
Okay.
always thick. It's always, all I wanted to do was patty my own
And then
burger.
what was his response to you asking to do that? Excuse me.
I'm a dumb bitch and I have mental issues.
Okay.
I'm a dumb bitch and I have mental issues because I want to patty my own burger.
And then how did it escalate from there? Did you
It
say something to
escalated
him? Did you like say something
I
back to
did.
him?
I said, I did because, it was like at this point, like, it was just getting bad. Like,
Right.
the police were getting called. The police were getting called a few times. We're in here fighting, and you know what I mean?
And this is your spot that he punched.
And this is my spot in this very white neighborhood where you call the police and they're here in 2 minutes.
So
So
let's take a step back though, because I forgot to mention one thing. So when he moved into your place, everything was nice and straight. Everything was cool, right?
yeah.
How did he like leave your space after he left? Like, what was done to your place over the course of him living there?
Well, before this last incident, the night of my 90s party that I had for my birthday,
Mm-hmm.
I had somehow he got here before because he was drinking and stuff, and he was drinking and stuff like that, and he was like trying to, I think he wanted to have sex or something like that, and I was just like, I'm not feeling it, like, I don't want to, so we just ended up getting into this big old argument, and when I came through the door, I had all these holes in my wall.
Yeah. So he was punching holes in your walls and shit.
He punched holes all in my wall.
Okay. So I just wanted to
And-
put that in there so people kind of get an idea. You let this dude in, him and his son, everything was good. 4 months in, he started cheating. At some point, he started tearing your shit up, and now he's calling you a dumb bitch because you asked to patty your burger. So I want to pick it up.
Yeah, because I was.
I want to pick it up.
Yeah.
I want to pick it up back from there so we can finish that part. So pick it up from
Yeah.
what happened after y'all kind of got into the argument and all that shit, and the things he was saying to you, like he didn't believe that you would do it and all that shit, like with getting him
Yeah,
out.
so like I said, the night of my party was just like, I'm over this shit, right? But
Yeah.
the way the California laws is, I couldn't just put him out. I couldn't just change the locks. I had to go through the court and actually evict him.
Right.
I had to go through the process. And that was so annoying. I'm like, you know what, maybe he'll just leave. I just got to the point where,
You was just trying to drive him out.
yeah, so I'm not having sex with you. I'm not cooking for you. No, I don't want to go out. If I turn into this woman that you do not want and you do not desire, that you despise,
Right.
you would just leave. But that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen. So fast forward, we got into it because I wanted to patty my burger. And
That
he
shit
hit me.
crazy. Okay.
He hit me. And, he said, he hit me because I was just like, because he told me I'm a dumb bitch and I have mental issues. And I said, if I'm all of this, why are you still here?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just leave? And he's like, why don't you just shut the fuck up? I said, I don't have to be quiet in my house. You can leave. It's that simple.
Right.
If I'm all of these things, why don't you just leave? Shut the fuck up before I hit you. I said, I don't have to be quiet. And he hit me. I ran out and I called the police. And they came and did, and I was talking to one of the officers, and she's been here before.
Okay.
And she was like, you know, you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to do something. That's the only way that this is going to change. So after they left, because they couldn't put him out, they couldn't do anything. So after they left, he's like, I was just like, you know, you just need to go. I ain't going no motherfucking where. And I was like, you gonna get up out of here? He's like, you always say that shit. You always say that shit.
Mm.
I ain't doing nothing. You always say that shit. And then just hearing that made me realize, like, you know what? I do always say that shit, and I never act on it.
Mm.
I never act on it.
Lit a fire in your ass, huh?
It did. It lit a fire in me. You say I always say I'm going to do this, and I never do it. So I woke up the next morning. I went down to the courthouse. I got me a domestic violence restraining order, filled it out. By the time I filled it out, though, and they had one clerk working at the court, that I didn't get my paper in time to get it to the judge to sign it that day.
Right.
So I had to come back here to act like everything was all good.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to court the next day, and she told me to come back at around 3 o'clock the next day. I went to court the next day, and my restraining order got granted.
Mm-hmm.
I came back. I told him he had to go. He didn't believe me. He said, what the fuck you mean you got to go? I gave him the temporary restraining order. I said, effective immediately, you got to go.
He thought
I ain't got to go
fake,
no motherfucking where. He thought it was fake. He's like, I ain't got to go no motherfucking where. I said, you do. No, the fuck I don't. I said, I'm going to give you 30 minutes to get your shit to get the fuck out. And if you don't leave, I'm going to call the police. Call him in. All right. He didn't think I would. I called the police. The police came. I gave him the paperwork. They told him he had to go. He tried to go back and forth with them, and they was like, no, you have to go. And that's how I have peace in my home right now.
Okay, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So you got your peace, right? So
a little bit.
With that being said, right? I know we be talking, you know, we kind of had some similar things with, you know, freshly being, I guess, single. So your mood, your mind state, you know, I know it, you know, it kind of swings, it goes up, it goes down. It's a tough thing to deal with, you know what I mean? But how are you doing, and what is the future for you in where you see your life headed now? Like at this point in time, what do you think your future will hold for you? Or what do you hope your future would hold, and what do you envision your future holding for you right now?
I envision my future being peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
Being peaceful. I have yet to have a sigh of relief. I have yet been able to sit back and just look around and just be like, you know what, everything is good, everything is okay. I have yet to have that in my 34 years of my life. But I'm working on that. It's a struggle.
Right.
It's a struggle, but I'm very grateful. Because I've been through so much, and I'm very, very grateful knowing that I'm strong-minded and that I'm strong enough to fight the battle that I fought, because all the things that I've been through, I mean, we didn't touch on a lot of it, but a lot of the things that I've been through, there are people that have turned to drugs. There are people who have committed suicide.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that. We both felt like at a certain point that like that was something to consider, but it, you know, at the end of the day, niggas ain't really there, but you get those feelings. So
right, I get those feelings, but I'm thankful that I did not and have not acted on them.
Right.
And I don't plan to.
No,
like, you know?
Not at all.
So,
not at all.
But I'm very, very grateful for that. But in my future, I just want peace. I just want to be okay. Like, I really just want to be okay.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. So
yeah.
With that being said, I know that you're doing your business, so we talked about that. So, Peaceful, um, is there anything you want to tell, like, anybody, or like what is the accountability that you hold for yourself at this point, and that you think that others should take accountability for, like, at the end of the day, like, like, if you had a bit of advice to give somebody that probably went through some of the stuff that you went through, well, what do you feel like with some of those situations that you were accountable for, and what do you feel that, I guess, the people that you dealt with, if they took accountability, which they probably haven't yet, because they probably haven't healed from the trauma. What do you think that you take away from this as far as your accountability and theirs in your life? I know.
I take accountability for a lot of the things that I've gone through.
Okay.
Like, a lot of the things that I've gone through, I didn't have to go through, but I did because of, I guess, how can I put it? How can I put it? Why am I struggling to say this? Had I not allowed people to use me, abuse me,
Mm-hmm.
I would probably be a little better off. But the fact that I knew better
Right.
and I still didn't do better is my fault. It's my fault. Because I could have said no, and I didn't.
Okay.
And that's my fault. I'm not saying, like, no, certain things is my fault.
Right.
Now,
not everything, but yeah, certain circumstances you could have walked away from.
But certain circumstances I could have walked away from. Like, the
patterns.
This last relationship.
Yeah.
I definitely could have walked away. I should have walked away the first time that I got hit, but I didn't. I should have walked away the first time. Got cheated on, but I didn't.
Mm.
Yeah. That's my fault. Like, I could have walked away, and I didn't. And I knew better. And I'm still struggling with that, like, why? And I beat myself up about that, too.
I think it's just because, I can only speak for myself. At the end of the day, I've been through relationships that have, like, certain patterns and stuff, but I just think that you always believe that if you put something into it, that you'll get it in return. And sometimes it just don't work that way. You know what I mean? But it's hard for you to give up when you invest into something, you know what I mean? And that you really want to work. So for me, I think that's my answer to a question, something like that, is that it's hard to just give up, but you're right. Like, at any point you could have walked away from it, and at certain patterns or certain whatevers, and it's hard, man, because you love that person, and you love that person. I know that you loved him. You know what I mean?
It's weird because I wouldn't even say it was love.
But you had love for him. You had to have love for him. Yeah, you didn't want to see him doing bad. You wasn't in love with him. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like, I didn't want to see him bad, and I think I just blame it on me just having a big heart.
Yeah.
Like, just, like, I want to be one of those people that are quick to say, fuck that nigga. I fuck this person. And can move
I wish
through
I had
life
that
like
talent.
it's nothing. And I can't.
Me neither.
I can't.
I love too hard.
I can't.
Yeah, I love too hard.
I love too hard. Yeah. I care too much. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that's why I'm still in a situation with my mom. Like
Right, yeah,
I've
'cause
been
you
taking care of my mom since I was 17 years old.
Yeah, and we didn't
I'm
even touch on
34.
that you still taking care of her after everything. We
I
didn't touch
still
on
say
that.
after everything that she put me through, after all the shit
Pay her
that
bills,
she's
do all that
done
shit
to me and
anytime she
said
needs
to me,
something. Yeah.
I
And you've been
still
doing
take care
that.
of my
You've been doing
mother.
that since I known you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
So,
yet and still, I get called bitches. I get called I ain't shit. But today I paid her rent
yeah.
like I always do. I paid her PG&E like I always do.
Hmm.
And that's my motherfucking problem. I'm
Yeah,
trying
it's
to
just
figure out, like,
hard
I'm
to say
trying to
no.
walk away. It's hard to say no, and I want to say no, but my heart
Hmm.
won't let me. And I'm at a, and I always battle with myself.
Yeah.
With my heart. Like, I hate it. I don't like that part of me.
Yeah, me too. Like I feel that I was raised by my great grandmother, which you know, and she was a very, very caring person, and people stepped on her neck all the time, and she still opened the door and let them, come in to continue to step on her neck to the day she died. So I think some people just got that in them, just to be there for people, even when you won't get that in return. So. I mean, it's a
But I'm
beautiful thing.
tired.
You gon' I know, me too. But you gon' be blessed, man, and you gonna find what you're looking for. I know you are. So
When? Because another person would be all bitter,
right, yeah,
and yet I'm still out here
me too.
trying to love.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
I'm
change who
still
I am
out
at
here
my
trying.
core.
I'm still out here trying to love.
Yeah,
That's the crazy part.
yeah. Don't change who you are, because somebody is definitely gonna appreciate you for who you are. You know what I mean? So, like I said, at the end of the day, I thank you for coming out here and you know coming on my
You're
show
welcome.
and talking about it. It took us a while to get it, but we finally got it done. So if there's anything else you just want to drop and say, just, let the people know how you feel, or if not, we can sign off.
I want to say, I love you.
Oh, I love you too. You know that?
I love you.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of the man you've become and the man that you're becoming.
Thank you.
You've come a long way, my man.
You know I did, nigga. I used to be.
You've come a long
You know what the talks we used to have. I didn't want none of the shit that I'm doing
you
now.
You didn't want none of it, nothing
to do with
you're
it.
doing now, all the things that you're striving for, like you never wanted that. So you've come a long way.
Thank you.
Whoever gets you,
yes.
Whoever gets you, they're gonna be a lucky woman, because if they had you before, baby,
it was bad, nigga.
So they're gonna.
It was bad, yeah.
They're gonna get the gold in you.
Well, I thank you,
so
man. That's very much appreciated.
Whoever the lucky lady is,
that's very much appreciated.
Whoever the lucky lady is, they're gonna be well taken care of. They're gonna receive good love, good energy, all the good things.
Sometimes
so
I got flaws. I'm not perfect. I got flaws, but I'm working on my shit.
Flaws.
I'm working on my shit, though. That's all I can say.
You are working on your shit.
Working on my shit.
You are working on your
Thank
shit,
you.
but you definitely are not the person that you were 17 years ago. For sure.
For sure. Thank you, man. Thank you. So, you got me up here blushing and shit. Stop that shit, man. I'm supposed to be hard.
For real, you're not the same person. Right. You're not that man.
All right, thank you. So
you're welcome.
Signing off. This is Balance, the Accountability Lounge, with my girl Kiki. We gonna put up her Instagram for her business and stuff. Please go check her out. You know what I mean? Once again, signing off, the Accountability Lounge. Thank you.